Hi, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. In cricket, there are legends who transform teams. They leave their identity on a whole squad. So much so that the team is synonymous with that person's attitude, vision and persona. Australia's Ricky Ponting was one such cricketer. The Aussie side was a monster under his leadership, winning World Cups at will. Somehow, he isn't seen to be able to weave that magic in the IPL franchisee as a mentor and coach. In India, it was Sourav Ganguly who started a revolution identifying and backing young talent and then grooming a fearless Indian cricket team. MS Dhoni established a legacy thereafter, that of winning with India and then with his Chennai Super Kings franchise. These are towering personalities who make a team think and function in their way, like one. And today you have to speak about one other in the same breath, Gautam Gambhir. Now hear me out. Yes, Gautam Gambhir has never been captain of the national side. He was not even a proper coach. It's not been too long since he left the sport professionally. But his impact has been such. And the reason I put him in similar brackets is not because he's established a legacy, not just yet, but because he has that character which will translate to a whole team. You just got to believe in him. Kolkata Knight Riders, after two failed seasons where they were languishing in the bottom half of the points table, have become the first team to reach the IPL final this year. And yes, it's been a collective team effort, no doubt there. But you have to see the Gautam Gambhir impact here. It's unmissable. He's one of those rare cricketers who has managed to spin magic both as a captain when he was at Kolkata, leading the affairs there, and as a mentor now here, years later. He's showing that he knows the system, the way things work, the Kolkata way, a way that he had fashioned the years that he led the side. There is a certain tenacity to him that you cannot miss. In a podcast with another cricketer, R. Ashwin, Gautam Gambhir talks about how people think he's grumpy and unfriendly. He says that's not his job to be, to smile and be likable. His job is to win, and that's what people come to see.
I am not in entertainment, I am not a Bollywood actor, and I am not in corporate. I am a cricketer. My job is I want to come back in a winning dressing room. And fortunately, unfortunately, a winning dressing room is a happy dressing room. I have all the right to fight for myself, to fight for my teammates, and do everything possible within the spirit of the game to try and beat the opposition. That is all I've learned how to do, and I will probably do it till the last day of my life if I am involved with cricket.
There is a certain aura that Gautam Gambhir brings to the fore. He was always a bit of a fighter, even during his playing days, and we've seen enough to know that side to him still burns bright. He fights for the team he's a part of, even if that means giving it off to someone like MS Dhoni. He clearly makes people play for him. That's a true mark of a leader, when his or her team will rally to execute the leader's vision. What else explains the off-color West Indian players, Sunil Narine and Andre Russell, shining this year alone and leading the charge? They were woefully inconsistent the last 2 years, and this year, the confidence and the belligerence that the two seniors have shown has been incredible. Of course, Sunil Narine with the bat as an opener and Andre Russell as an all-rounder. I said this the last time we did a story on the OG, GG, Gautam Gambhir. I said his biggest mantra is that a happy dressing room is a winning dressing room, and a winning dressing room will always be a happy dressing room. So clearly that's the bottom line to everything he does, which means he puts players and their concerns and their needs and insecurities above everything else. Take Ramanullah Gurbaz's instance. His mother has been unwell. He flew back in the middle of the IPL to be with her. And knowing Phil Salt's absence would hurt the side, he came right back to play a crucial game. That tells me two things. One, the management was with him all the way, sending him there to make sure he was with his family when they needed him the most. And the other thing, Gurbaz was most happy, most thrilled to come back even though his mother was still recovering, to play for Kolkata, to play for Gambhir, to be there when the team needed him the most. Scoring a good cameo and taking some catches behind the wicket. That tells you a very important thing. Every player is secure in his position, his role, his presence and importance to the franchise despite not having had to play as many matches as a lot of the others. That is the Gautam Gambhir impact. You can't enforce that feeling. You can't buy that or entrench that anywhere. It has to come from the way a person thinks, behaves, talks and the kind of environment he sets for the franchise. Shah Rukh Khan at one time was at loggerheads with his then captain, Sourav Ganguly. We all know about it. But you wouldn't have seen this happening anytime back then with Sourav. Of course, things have smoothed over between the two. They have moved on. But the point I'm getting at, Shah Rukh Khan, the owner, and Gautam Gambhir, the captain, when they won 2 IPL trophies, was a golden period for Kolkata. A golden period that saw this relationship blossom. And that's important too. The buck when it comes to cricket and the sport goes one way. That's why when you see owners and captains clashing, it's never good for a franchise. Robust conversations or otherwise. So that's the Gambhir charm. He knew he was coming only a year after Chandrakant Pandit had been roped in. There was a lot of bad blood there after that season panned out. So he ensured he was not stepping on anyone's toes, but at the same time drew the lines, drew the boundaries that's required, gave out a clear diktat. And I'm certain every single person in that camp started off this season with one overarching thought. Let's do 2024 the Gautam Gambhir way. And it's worked. Gigi, as he's called, has translated his mantra onto a squad, defined roles and addressed players' concerns, tapped the best out of them for the reason that they were there and bring that side out. And a good workable relationship with the owners, the rest of the management, who are invested in the franchise, like the coaching staff and everyone else who's part of that setup. All possible boxes ticked. Gautam Gambhir has ensured no one's absence will affect the winning mentality. The team wins in spite and despite certain components because the mantra is in place. By proving that nothing and no one is indispensable, he's shown what an indispensable factor he's been so far to this Kolkata revival. No wonder the BCCI, the Indian Cricket Board, has reached out to him for his services as coach of the Indian team. What a delicious problem for Gambhir to have at this point.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.